A topic I talk about a lot is religion, especially related to the unholy and dangerous melding of religion and politics. Many of you know I was raised in a far right-wing evangelical Christian nationalist household, and I'm no longer affiliated with that at all, not a religious person. But it's still my faith tradition. It's what I grew up in. It's what I know as far as religion is concerned. And I think it gives me a little bit of credit to talk about, street cred, if you will, to talk about these grifters and liars and fascists who want to use their religion, as I've said, maybe hundreds of times, as a weapon. That's why this particular Chiron on Fox News, they had the B team hosting Jesse Waters' show last night. And this Chiron, Dems try to weaponize Christianity, I couldn't let slide. It's Democrats who are trying to weaponize Christianity, says the party, says the movement, says conservatives, that absolutely, literally weaponize Christianity. They fly their flags under the banner of heaven or appeal to heaven or whatever other nonsense that is absolutely in line with white Christian nationalism. The party that has allowed white supremacy to be the marching order for their policy agenda and otherwise. They want to say that Democrats are trying to weaponize Christianity. And last night on this show with this Chiron, an interview took place with Sarah Campos Duffy, or whatever her name is, reality star turned Fox News personality, sitting in for Jesse Waters. And she had Megan Basham on. And I'm going to read, because I didn't know who she was, but we're going to learn together. She works for Daily Wire, an expert in Christianity, apparently. No credentials, just has a scripture on her Twitter profile, which reads, New York Times best-selling author, reporter for the Daily Wire. You know, it's a journalistic outlet now. They have reporters. Other words at the Wall Street Journal and these other places. Unabashed church lady and aspiring matriarch. And then she puts Ephesians 5:11 on there. And for your edification, let's learn together what that scripture is. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. So we can kind of follows that that's what she's doing here in this very quick clip, her appearance on Fox News last night, and that she's exposing the fruitless deeds of darkness by talking about Christianity today and what their agenda is to try to get people, as she says, to vote for Kamala Harris, which is the fruitless deeds of darkness. First, I'm going to let her explain who's at play here, and then we're going to find out what exactly these fruitless deeds of darkness are and the fake Christianity and what to look for in your church to see if this is happening. Watch this.
One of the key speakers of Evangelicals for Harris is Claude Alexander. He is the chairman of the board of Christianity Today. Obviously, that is a really trusted brand. It's a magazine that was founded by Billy Graham back in 1956. So a lot of Christians know it and they trust it. But in fact, it has gone very far left, and a lot of people don't know that.
Very far left. A lot of people don't know that. And these are just two gentlemen that she's talking about who don't want to demonize asylum seekers, migrants, who want to actually live by the red words in the New Testament of the Bible, to feed the poor, to take care of people, to treat your neighbor as yourself. You know, the tenets of Christianity, the words of the man that your philosophy, your religion is based upon. They want to follow that. Well, the interview continued. Again, it was fewer than 4 minutes, this hit. And it's the end here that is so dangerous because they're giving space to these ideas. They're giving a justification in the lizard brain of white Christian nationalist, at least curious individuals, of how can I make my politics align with my religion Actually, it's the other way around. How can I force this round peg of my religion into the square hole of Republican politics? Watch this.
So, Megan, really quick, because I don't have a lot of time, but I think it's really important. How can people who are in the pews recognize this co-option, recognize if these groups have infiltrated their churches? How can they confront their pastors to make sure their pastors haven't been used in this way or trying to use them in that way?
Well, really quickly, I want to tell you the name of that Bible study if it comes into your church. It's called the After Party. And one way you can do it is if it's telling you that, gosh, politics are really complex. We don't really know how you should vote on issues like abortion, but they're saying that you should vote to oppose systemic racism. That's a clue that somebody's infiltrating your church.
That's a red flag. And I want to thank you for writing the book and letting people know they're not crazy for thinking that their churches have been infiltrated by a bunch of secularists, anti-Christians, frankly. So, Megan, congratulations on the book.
That's a woman who self-purports to be a Christian, to be a follower of Christ. How can we find out if these ideas and these people are infiltrating our church? Infiltrating, like a military operation. If it's telling you the politics, they're complex. We don't really know how you should vote on issues like abortion, but they're saying you should vote to oppose systemic racism. That's a clue that somebody is infiltrating your church. If your pastor, a purveyor of information and philosophies of Jesus the Christ, if they say you should oppose systemic racism, that's a big clue, according to Megan Basham, that your church has been infiltrated by ne'er-do-wells, by Ephesians 5:11, by fruitless deeds of darkness. You should not oppose systemic racism. I'm sure that's something, if I had a Bible here, I don't have it on my desk, I just got the Constitution, I'm sure we'd be able to find some scripture in there that would be Jesus saying to oppose systemic racism or to oppose the opposition to, right? Look, I laugh, but it's only masking fear and sadness over my once deeply held faith. These people are in positions of power and they're being propped up by a right-wing media outlet in a concerted effort to twist and warp and, yes, weaponize Christianity against the rest of us, against the poorest and the most desperate among us. People desperate to come to the United States, the same country that Republicans have banged on about for decades, that we're the greatest country in the world. The richest country in the world, the most militarily dominant country in the world, the best, the best, the best. So why wouldn't people try to come here to make their life better? Instead, they're demonized as invaders. And liberal Christians, or people who view Christianity through an accurate lens, they're viewed upon as infiltrators. This is why I've got the bat phone to Jesus here, and I try to expose these grifters and liars and charlatans who self-proclaim prophet status. But again, it's Dems who are trying to weaponize Christianity. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily, as I put my phone away, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work. I think that the messages that I bring on this channel are important. I think that they need more eyes and ears, and I appreciate your engagement. If you want to help support this work and help me make these videos, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. That's just a whole other giving mechanism. I would appreciate your consideration very much. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. And I will see you next time as we weaponize Christianity together. Be genuine and take care of one another.